We have inflation now at retail inflation at 7.4%, which is a 15 months high, primarily driven by vegetable prices. The reported numbers came 2 days after the policy was announced, but our MPC was aware that inflation is going to go up. So that is why I think the MPC decided to keep the interest rate at 6.5%. There's no need, because before this, inflation was falling. The month before that, our headline was 4.9%. This spike is a recent 2-month phenomenon, primarily driven by vegetable prices. And food and fuel, usually, you can't get their prices down by hiking interest rates. The monetary policy, the way they have dealt with, they brought the rates down during COVID, and as the inflation increased, they quickly, the repo rate was 4%, they've taken it up to 6.5%. So they're keeping a real rate of 1.5% to 2%. I think it's the right thing to do, as long as they can maintain it. And if inflation comes down substantially, then they should reduce it. Of course, at the same time, you should not let inflation expectation to build, and that is why they seem to have deferred cutting rates and decided to hold on. So they're looking at this core inflation number and not getting carried away by month-on-month fluctuations due to fuel and food. And I think that's the right, policy stability is important. Beyond that, monetary policy cannot do much. It's about the overall economy. It's a fiscal policy and also the government policy on reforms and how private sector performs, and all that matters for economic growth. So what monetary policy can do is maintain price stability, and I think they have done a reasonably good job. Now, different countries have different experiences. Some of our neighboring countries have inflation at 40%. Even in the US, their target rate is 2%, whereas we target much higher. So you can't compare their situation with ours. They had touched 9% inflation some time ago, and now they are at 4.5% levels. So they may still have to do some hiking. But in Indian case, I think it will be downward trend from after this short-term spike goes away. All in all, I think that the wait and watch policy is the right thing to do.